Howdy and welcome to my Let's Play series. This is Casey and I'm playing Feed the Beast. Right now I'm setting up a very crude, well, very fast nexus. And I'm basically using the nether as a easy way of getting back and forth between where my boat was the last time I made a linking book to my port of call. Now, my boat hasn't moved very far yet, but I intend to change that. So, as I move to out of line of sight, or move a little bit farther, I just need to make a new linking book. As well, with after a bit of off-camera resource gathering, I had enough materials to make a blast furnace. And needed to be a little bit better about supplying it with, well, easy way to fix that, with charcoal, because it goes through charcoal very quickly. Not a huge issue. Thanks to my Steve's Cart tree farm, I have more wood than I know what to do with. So I've actually been cutting it off. So this is a very abbreviated farm, and it's probably going to be supplying me quite well. Once I move to the point where I'm far enough away that while I'm on the boat that this isn't loaded, that'll cut down. But I'll probably be hopping back here enough that it'll just should be keeping me enough. I've already got about 2 barrels worth of logs already stockpiled, so don't expect any trouble for that. I've made the blast furnace and have been making some steel. Well enough for now. The idea being I need power. So, need to work on a power system that I can take on my boat with me. And whenever I take the nether nexus back to wherever I made the linking book, it should get me in the neighborhood of my boat. Now I've moved it a couple spaces forward since I made that linking book, and then I actually made it right on the prow of the ship so that it would drop me onto the boat for as long as it could. And just once, as I keep going forward, I just will make a new linking book. Anyway, power. Something that I've been wanting to do is work on a steam boiler. Now the 2 wide by 2 wide base will get me a 12 can get me up to a 12 um, tank boiler. So it would have the 2 by 2 panels, roughly, like, probably not that far forward, but just a quick example. Give me 2 by 2 here, and I would have 12 up. So that sort of configuration, since it's only 2 wide, will never have a block in the middle that I can't touch with a frame. So as I move the boat forward, I should be able to keep the boiler with it. And on a couple of examples on my test world, it has been luckily enough to keep the heat with it, or else there wouldn't be too much point of having a boiler at all. So, haven't tried to break it too much, but I'm confident that I can actually make a boiler. So, I could make a solid fuel boiler, in which case I would just basically tie it into my Steve's Cart tree farm, making charcoal, and use that to power it. But that's feels like it's sort of abusing Steve's Carts, especially Steve's Cart's tree farms. So what I would like to do is go get some oil, get a fuel bunker filled with oil, start turning that into refined fuel, and build a liquid-fueled boiler. So, first things first, I've got a magic wand here somewhere. Aha, there it is. I'm gonna basically stow everything that's gonna fall off my boat one way or another. And the wood golem was actually fast enough to grab the straw golem and put him in there. Make sure that my chickens and my cows are as stored as they can be. They tend to move a little bit. And that's roughly as well as I can make it. I did, however, take my water pump and convert it from being powered by the hobbyist steam engine to having its own redstone dedicated engines. Hopefully that should be enough. And simple enough program. I probably could set this redstone pulse, but I wasn't aware of that command beforehand. But this will work. So move loop, and off we go. So roughly every 6 seconds or so, I should really remember because I just saw the source code, it's going to pulse and move the entire... Well, it would if my dredge wasn't dragging. So let me pull that up and see if I can figure out the problem. It may have just run out of blue electric power when it was trying to raise. How far down is that? Oh, hey. Apparently for some reason it stopped all the way down. So, just set this to a larger loop. And run raise. It'll raise the dredge head, and I will get back with you once that's done, and I will show you the boat in motion. So, let's try that again, now that the dredge head is actually pulled up. So go in here, start the move loop program again. And we should be going forward. Go here so I don't drain my battery too fast. That's pretty much her top speed. I could probably finagle the wires just a bit more so that it gets blue. Let me turn off the rain noise just a second. I could probably finagle the blue electric wires that power the frame motors to get it go just a hair faster. But pretty much I'm limited to how fast I can get blue electric power into the frame motors that move the boat, which is actually the frame motor that itself moves. So I'm trying to charge it with blue electric power on both cycles. The rest cycle and then the activated cycle. And if you noticed, there was actually a hesitation there because it was uncharged, and I'm going through a wall here. So the blue wire, or the blue light there, wasn't lit up for just a second because it had uncharged and hadn't had time to charge again before it was expected to go forward. Now I'm going to go rest through the night after I turn this off. Yeah, I haven't quite got stopping in here very well, and really don't even need to do that. I will need to rest through the night, primarily because the frame is being powered by blue electricity, which is being powered by sunlight. So if I try to run this overnight, I will actually run out of blue electric power very quickly. So I've only got 2 battery boxes worth of energy. But there we go. A little bit glitchy trying to write on a one frame, one block wide. But there's our destination. Now this process is going to take just a little bit of time because it's not the fastest vehicle in the world. So I will get back with you as we get closer to our destination.
And after about half an hour to an hour of movement, uh, we get to the islands that I was heading for. Yeah. Should still be coming toward me. And after about a half an hour of movement with about an hour of battery charging, we get to the islands we were aiming for. I'm going to shut this off real fast, just because I'm not entirely sure what randomness will happen if I leave the frames running while the chunks unload. I've heard of partially chunk reset boundaries, so just to make it a little bit easier. And let's see. We got a group of islands here. And it actually looks like we have a chunk boundary issue up here. I'm going to relog in and get right back with you. Welcome back. And here are the islands again. I'm at the part of the way up a great wood tree from Thaumcraft. And that's the oil well, at least one of them that I want to cap. So rather than worry about transporting the oil back to my base like a normal issue would be, I simply just have to take my boat up into the oil and put it in some tanks. So now that I've shown you that, I will get this started again and pull up to it, pull up as close to the oil as I can. I will get right back to you once we've done that.
And now that we're here, time to get to the process of collecting the oil for refinement. So first you need a mining well from Buildcraft. That is an iron gear, an iron pickaxe, redstone surrounded by iron, and now some tanks. Combine one iron gear with a tank, and you get a pump. And while that I'm thinking about it, actually the other way around. Make some smooth stone pipe. I don't remember if smooth stone or cobblestone, either of them have any different effects for water. We'll try it this way for now. And I'm going to go over here and pick up the Starling engine. This is from way back when, my temporary workshop. Now, unfortunately, the entire process of me moving, I had a couple blocks go corrupted. One of my barrels here, about 3 frames in a row, right here. This one, that one, and this third one all in a row. So there has to be a frame here to touch this one. So it's still register, and actually I'm not sure why there was ever a frame here. Well, regardless, that block, and that block all corrupted and dropped the ladders off of that one, but not a huge issue. I just need to fix it whenever I get a chance. I actually had my jetpack running out of energy while I was over there, just over the water, and had to improvise my way back up since the ladder was gone. But go over here and set us up a little bit of a workbench or work pad so that we can put our mining, or sorry, our pump out over top of that and start collecting that oil. Okay, going to place the pump directly over top of the well. Place the Starling engine to either side of the pump, doesn't hugely matter. And one of the multitude of levers to feed the Starling engine. And I'm going to run some, once I get the waterproofing, run some waterproofed cobblestone pipe from there. For some reason I thought that made more than that. And a little bit of alchemy to turn some dandelions into waterproofing. And I have enough pipes to run, connect my tanks over here with the pump over here. Add some coal in here and flip the switch. And if I've done everything right, that should be pure oil. And there should be no water left to be pulled in. And here it comes. And most of this I will probably take down once I've gotten that out. So each of these should be able to hold 8 buckets. So 10 should obviously be 80 buckets worth. And now that I've got some oil, let me go ahead and make a refinery. Let's see. And I get a refinery. Okay, made a little bit more progress on the pump. I believe the Buildcraft pumps may be smart enough just to pick the oil. So I took out one of the walls and getting out of the creeper's range. So see if it can pick up the oil out around it. For some reason it stopped pumping oil even though I'm pretty sure there's still some in the bulb at the bottom. So I've got the oil going down into a oil buffer tank, and I've got a water tank over here to see if I can try to, if it does start grabbing water from around here, to try to keep it from going into the refinery. Got a refinery temporarily set up right here, powered by a hobbyist steam engine, and its output is being put into these tanks right here. So, got a little bit of fuel so far, but not a lot, but as powerful as fuel is, it should be enough. Well, I'm going to let that run a little bit, and I'll get right back with you. Well, I've got a temporary setup for my refinery going, so I'll let that work through and try to absorb as much oil as I can from this well over here. But I believe this is a pretty good wrapping up point. Got a lot of good progress done on getting my power system going. So pretty much just gonna let this go off camera and get back with you once get back with you next episode. Thank you very much for watching, and take care.